Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing a Mighty Ducks jacket. I bought it at the Honda Center, I don't know, 12 years ago, long time ago. I was at a Mighty Ducks game. I forgot who they were playing, like it matters. So, you guys, the ones who are regular watchers, listeners to the When I Have Spare Time podcast have heard me talk throughout the years about how I love it when we get white neighbors, when white people move into the neighborhood. I haven't lived here my whole life, but throughout, it's always been a mixed neighborhood, I guess. I guess no neighborhood's 100% of anything. I guess. Oh, actually, I wouldn't know because I haven't lived there everywhere. But like if you go, it's weird. Like if you go like a few blocks that way, it tends to lean to be more like Mexican. If you like go more that way, it tends to be more black. If you go like whatever, it just changes. If you go that way, it tends to be more white. It's kind of weird. But anyway, where I live, it's kind of just like in the middle. Like there's a lot of there's no Asian. I haven't seen any Asian, but the whole point of this with the racing is the race determines the property value. Though, I don't actually care if all my neighbors are black or Jewish or Korean, whatever. But I'm just saying, like when the white ones move in, it does raise the property value. So like we got the neighbor across the street, who's a lovely young white woman. The woman on the corner, that's a white family. Then across the street on that corner, white family. And we got a couple more. I mean, I can name them all. It doesn't matter. But the point is, two more white families have moved in, or couples, I guess, whatever. And so I think by adding two more white houses to the neighborhood, and I consider a neighborhood like the 4 block radius around my house. That's what I consider the neighborhood. I don't know how you guys consider the neighborhood. You tell me what you consider a neighborhood. But anyway, so the other day I'm doing yard work, and so I see the new white neighbors walking their dog, and it's good looking woman. To me, for a woman to be good looking, she has to be not fat, basically. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I'm a guy. Like there have been women who have faces that look like they could play an orc without wearing any prosthetics, but they had a nice, healthy body, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's cool. Because the whole point is health is attractive, and so the reason why skinny people look better than fat people is because fat people are unhealthy, and unhealthy is unattractive. It's in our biology. Now, unless you have some kind of kink where you like, like you get off on the fats, then that's okay too. But you're not normal. Anyway, she was a good-looking woman. Looks like she goes to the gym 3 times a week. She looks like one of those people. And then her boyfriend or husband, I didn't do an interview. Boyfriend or husband, whatever, looks like the same. He looks like a regular guy. He probably goes to the gym 3 times a week. So it's just like two healthy young people in their 20s walking their dog. And my first thought was, I could probably, like as they're walking by, I'm looking at them and I'm picking weeds, or was it? Oh, it was cotton, but anyway, I'm picking weeds, pulling up weeds, and my first thought was, oh yeah, like I could probably go down there and knock that guy out. The dog's not gonna do anything because it's one of those sissy breeds, and then I could just take the girl back to the guest room, where the cages are. I was just had this whole fantasy and a scenario on how to kidnap her, make her sex slave. But the third thing I thought was, what? The fact that they moved in here, it's probably made my property go up, at least 3%, right? At least. And then like I saw, and like apparently, dogs are popular because everyone walks their dog on my street. And then I saw this other woman, she's of the whiteness race, walking her dog, and this the same thing, except this time it was like the fifth thing. The fifth thought I had. I'm like, she's probably making my property value go up at least like 1%, 2%, And then I can tell you how happy I was when that gay couple moved in like right down the street from me because first of all they're white and they're gay. That's like I don't know, like that's got to shoot up the property value, right? I don't know, maybe. But I did have some disappointing news. This is the first time I've been disappointed with my white neighbors. Like I said, I have a lovely white lady that lives on this side of the street, like 3 houses down from me. Lovely, lovely white lady with her family. I think she has like whatever 4 kids and she has a boyfriend. She's in her 50s. I think she's in her 50s. I could be wrong. Whatever, 60s, whatever. She's a good-looking older lady. And then across the street from her is a newlywed couple that moved in. They're husband and wife, and there might be like the husband or wife's sister might live there because I think there's 2 women that live there. Whatever, doesn't matter. But there's a newborn and a married couple. I got that part right. Okay, I'm disappointed in that because we have recently all the streets are getting paved or repaved. So there's been an influx of new people in the neighborhood. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because there is graffiti on their house now. And I'm pretty sure it's from the influx of city workers that have been around here. Because, the last time I saw graffiti like on a house, we're talking like 30 years ago. So, nothing's changed. Now, granted, remember, I haven't lived here this whole time, but the only change I have seen in terms of people in this neighborhood is the influx of city workers. And so I'm just thinking like, oh, I don't live around here. So like, since, I'm walking around and there's like, forklifts parked around, like, they have to come and check it, I think. Well, because I've seen them at night. So, which doesn't mean anything. But anyway, I'm just assuming like one of them tagged it because they have spray paint with them too because they were spray painting the street and stuff. So that's my guess, okay? But anyway, the point is, they haven't painted over the graffiti and it's been 2 weeks. And the last time, when I was a child, but when we had people doing graffiti, the longest the graffiti stayed visible was maybe a day or two, like literally a day or two. Because there was this old lady that lives on the corner, and like they would spray paint her wall. I don't know why, but they would spray paint her wall, and 2 days later, 3 max, whatever, it'd be gone. And I'm pretty sure she's the one that painted it over. And that's an old lady. Okay, so, but this is a young, vibrant, they look like they're in their late 20s, early 30s. I haven't been up close, so I'm going to say late 20s, early 30s. And they haven't painted over the graffiti. So, unfortunately, we have a pair of lazy whites. Yeah. Unfortunately, we have the kind of whites that don't care about the property value. We got the kind of whites that are just gonna they're like the break-even whites. There you go. We got some break-even whites on the corner of this block. It's like they move in, they do make the property value go up, but because they're messy, it goes back down. So they're just break-even whites. And you know what? There was a time where you could just get by on your white skin, but those times are gone because it's like, you know, everybody's relatively equal. The only difference in people now is just money. I mean, that's how you differentiate people right now is money. Rich people, poor people, middle class, upper middle class, lower middle class, whatever. That's it. So they're the types that apparently just don't care. I mean, because that's another thing. Like if I lived in that house and someone spray painted the side of my house, and I don't know what it says because I don't read. I mean, I don't read that kind of I don't know. Well, how do I say it? Like I don't read uh, Tagger or I mean like I'm not in a gang. I know nothing about gangs, so I don't know if it's gang related. I don't know if it's like Tagger related. I have no idea. So I don't speak gang. I don't speak Tagger. I just don't speak that language, so I don't know how to read that type of like. I think it's an H. Like it might say hexy, but that doesn't make sense. What does that mean? So I don't know. Like my guess, it says hexy. Also, it looks like it was done in a rush. Because like the only word or letter I can really discern, like I'm pretty sure that's an H, and I don't know. And honestly, the rest is like a doctor's signature. So, but anyway, if I lived there, the first thing I do was kick the baby out and make the wife lose 20 pounds. But anyway, no. But like, I would paint. I would have painted over that graffiti the same day. Because like the reason, well, I'm guessing the reason why when I was a kid, I'm guessing why they stopped doing graffiti on that woman's wall is because it only stayed up at 3 days. Because I don't remember it staying up long at all. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure. When I tell these stories, I try to be as accurate as possible. That's why I said 3 days. Because I don't remember weeks going by and there was graffiti. So, but anyway, yeah, like I would have done it the same day. I would have painted over it, and then like even if I didn't have the right color, if I just had paint, I paint over it just that day, and I know it looks silly, but then I go to Home Depot and get matching paint. But like, I would just paint it. I would paint over it any color, just to show that yeah, like you're not gonna get to keep it like that. And then like once the crazy off color paint dries, I paint it over again. But like, I think that's why they stopped spray painting that woman's wall is because it just didn't last long. But I don't know. I've never been a person who tagged or did graffiti, so I don't know the mentality behind it. Other than it does make the neighborhood look trashy. Like it really does. It puts like this overall haze over the area, or because now when you look at the person's house, my first thought was, oh, they must sell drugs there, like, or whatever. Like, oh, is that a trap house? It's like all these negative connotations come with or associated with graffiti on a house, and it's like, and then like you see the side of the house, and then white people walk by, you're like, whoa, that ain't right. At least for this area, like once again, this is Los Angeles. Now, like if you lived in Idaho, where it's 90% white, and then like you have that, then I'm sure it makes sense. Like, oh, okay, that's just Jerry's house. But out here, no, you just don't expect that. It's very jarring. Like honestly, it sets back the white race. You know. And who am I to go up to a complete stranger? Yeah, we're neighbors, but I don't talk to him. I don't talk to the guy because it's like, he's married, and then knowing me, if the wife came out, I would say something stupid. So, I'm just avoiding trouble. But who am I to go up to him and go, listen, man, you're setting back the race, okay? Paint the side of your house, paint over the graffiti. You are now having this be associated with your whiteness, the whiteness that brings up property value. You are ruining it for everyone. Okay? And I know you don't represent all white people. You don't. But there's a lot of idiots on this planet that think you do. So for the sake of your other fellow whites, please paint over the graffiti on the side of your house. Are you gonna be one of those people where weeks turn into months, then years? Like you have a kid. You want your kid to grow up in a house that has heck food on the side of the house? Like, what you gonna tell your kid? Dad, what happened? Oh, 12 years ago. Can't afford paint, son. So I don't know. And if the guy is okay with people just tagging on his house, then maybe he'll be okay with me just taking a bucket of paint and painting over it. Seriously, because man, that would bother me. Because I see the big picture. It really does bring down the whole neighborhood because now someone who has that mindset of I can tag stuff uh, is maybe they're driving by or walking by or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you can tag in this neighborhood, or you can spray paint in this neighborhood. I'm gonna do it too." That's all it takes is one domino to fall, then all the other monkeys, swing along too. So that's the other thing. That's why you have to cover it up fast. I mean, I'll be driving on the freeway and the graffiti's covered up. So, and I don't know who does that. I guess it's the city, but they tend to cover that stuff up. So I don't know, but it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, I've said enough. You guys have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace.